Welcome back to the Kearsarge Chronicle. We're here in the Lethbridge Lodge at Colby-Sawyer College, and I'm joined now by Cindy Benson and David Elliott, who are both work here with the International Student Program. So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for asking us.
Thank you.
Give me a little overview of the International Student Program, because it's quite thriving here, and I think when you think of a small New England college, you don't think diversity, but there's a lot at Colby-Sawyer.
There is a lot, and there's an increasing amount of diversity and increasing kinds of diversity on the campus. You know, just very briefly, there have always been international students at Colby-Sawyer, but only recently has, I think, there been a very strong commitment to really internationalize and globalize the campus with the number of students and the kinds of students we have. So when I first got here about 13 years ago, we had a Japanese program, and there were maybe 25 Japanese students here. But, and of course, they brought a great deal of diversity, but it was one kind of diversity. Now, I think we have 50 students
Wow.
On the campus. And I should say that what I'm talking about with those students are students who are here on an F1 visa. That's kind of what defines them as an international student, because we have many other students here who have international backgrounds, the children of immigrants possibly, or refugees. But when we're talking right now just about those students who are on this particular
student visa.
50 students, that's a big percentage, because Colby-Sawyer is a small college.
It is. Right now we have, I think, over 1,000 students. I have to be a little careful. I don't know exactly the right numbers, but right there. So, and we're aiming to, I think admissions is hoping to increase the number of international students so that we hope to have a population of somewhere, maybe what, Cindy, around 120, 150, something like that?
Wow.
So at least 10% they hope to get. We're about 5% now.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Give me some examples of the countries that are represented in the students.
We have students from Nepal, several African countries, Ghana, South Africa. We have students from Vietnam. We have students from Ecuador, from Europe, from, I have to be careful, from China, many students from China. So it really, and that, if any students are watching this, if I didn't mention your country, I'm nervous. So don't get mad at me and yell. We love you, we're glad you're here. But I think really, Cindy and I were talking just before we began today, and I think somewhere between 19 and 20 countries are represented.
That's
through
incredible.
These students here.
With only 50 students, that's quite a blend.
We have a student from Afghanistan and a student from Palestine, from the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and we have a student from Paraguay. So there's, you know, really interesting spots that you just wouldn't imagine they would even find Colby-Sawyer. Right.
Now, are these students all very English capable when they come to the school?
They are now. The admissions department has done a really great job of bringing students who linguistically are really ready for the linguistic challenges of the American classroom, of the English-speaking classroom. You know, I would not say in many cases their English is perfect.
Right.
But I think there are few of us who speak perfect French, or very few of us who speak perfect Chinese. So, but the students are very, very capable linguistically. Many of them are beautiful writers, and almost all of them are good thinkers. So, yeah, in that way, they're very ready for what awaits them here.
We have a freshman writing contest where all the freshman writing classes submit their research papers that, you know, the teachers that feel that a paper is worthy of competition will, you know, ask a student to submit that. And the winner this year was one of our Chinese students.
Wow. So. Well, that goes to say a lot right there.
It does.
And I would imagine they have quite an impact on the other students at the school in sharing their culture. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, in the classroom, they certainly share just informally in discussion, and things come up in classes that are dealing with sociology or history or anything having to do with culture, and we have several classes that are involved in cross-cultural discussion. Like we have a cross-cultural psychology class and an international business class and things like that. So the curriculum itself is getting more internationalized. So that gives them opportunity. And we try to, that's one of the things that I try to provide as the advisor of the cross-cultural club is opportunities for these students to interact with American students and to share some of what they bring to the campus. One of the ways we do that is on Family Weekend in October. We have a panel discussion for families to come to, and for students with their parents who are here visiting. And that's always a big hit. And we have maybe 6 or 7 students dressed in traditional clothing, talking about their country, showing slides and different things like that. During International Education Week, we had several programs where the students could share traditional dances or talk about their country or different issues that, political issues maybe, that they're had a specific unique viewpoint on.
Well, it's great for them to be able to exchange that information. They're learning about our culture being here, and we can learn about theirs. And this weekend we're actually going to have a student on that's part of the cross-cultural club and hear their perspective. So.
I think that's very important because I think when people hear about, oh, the college has a sizable number of international students, I think most people think, oh, how nice for those international students. But really, it's how nice for the American students.
Exactly.
Especially living in rural New Hampshire, one of the least diverse states in the country.
That's a very, very good point. We're going to come back next week because I want to hear more, because I know there's a lot of functions going on and events to involve the international students in the community. We're going to come back next week and talk more about that.
Okay.
So thank you for being here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.